Are you ready for some ladder gameplay? That's right, let's get into the video. What's up guys, it's your boy Wiggle Giggle Pig. I hope you liked that intro, it hurt my hip. Anyway, I was messing around with a deck that I've had for quite some time, and I threw in the Electro Dragon instead of the Magic Archer. Because of the update, it kind of sucks now, and it worked out really nicely. So here we've got a Golem, Zap, Fire Spirit, Dark Prince, Electro Dragon, Sparky, Tesla, and Bats combo. Now, the thing is, in this meta right now, everybody's using Goblin Hut and Hog Cycle, all that annoying stuff. So we've got Tesla to pull hogs from any point in the arena. We've also got our Sparky and Electro Dragon for taking care of Goblin Huts, because the Sparky, it actually makes us better on the offensive because it'll keep getting pushed back by this constant stream of goblins, allowing me to get more elixir to throw down a Golem and possibly an Electro Dragon with it before double elixir even happens. And the Electro Dragon and Golem, when it's right behind it, all those splashy cheap units aren't going to really do much. And as you'll see later in the replays, Fire Spirits are a hard counter to both minion hordes, goblin gangs, goblin barrels. You just gotta play it right, and it's a cheaper, positive elixir trade. Anyway, let's watch some of these replays here. This was from just this morning. So let's get into it. I guess the first one, the most recent one, this one's pretty good. He has a very interesting deck going into it. You don't really see too many Sparky players like myself, so I was kind of worried. He started with the Giant off the bat, very aggressive play, and I just go in for casual Tesla and some bats on that Giant if I can speak, and then he plays a Wizard right behind it. So at this point I'm starting to get the feel of his deck. I know what he's kind of got down. The one thing I didn't realize is that he also had Sparky in his deck as well. So I just kind of go for the Golem in the back, start off with a kind of slow push since I just took care of all of his stuff. I'm at the elixir advantage right now, not by much though. And yeah, so I just kind of play Sparky behind it because the ultimate counter to a Sparky is a Sparky or Electro Dragon. So they basically one-shot each other other than Zap. If you zap it, it's gone. Here I use my Fire Spirits, as I said earlier, it destroys the minion horde for 2 elixir. 2 for 5, that's a great trade in my books. Sparky takes out his, and unfortunately he did get enough elixir for the Dark Prince here and stops my push. But that's alright, now we're at a huge lead. So I just play Dark Prince to defend. Alrighty, so we're only about 1-2 elixir ahead at this point. And I'm debating on going for a big push here after defending his. So I just go full sends. And really, he wasn't making quite the right plays. You wouldn't want to defend that Giant with, that Dark Prince with a Giant. That's kind of a overpriced trade-off, although he didn't really have much else to play, unfortunately for him. So he's just going to go for a pump now, try and pump up some elixir in the back, right as I play Sparky. So I'm going to do another Golem push as well, if I can pull it off. And it really does get down to the wire at the end here, and I just barely get him with the splash damage on the Sparky because the radius on it is just so big, it's almost impossible to miss. Right here it targets the Sparky, takes it out, Dark Prince just gets incinerated right there. I play Fire Spirits, but a bit too late, unfortunately. So it does take out the minion horde, but my Sparky does not get any shots off on its tower. It's getting down to the wire. We're running out of time here. No one's really done much of anything. I have a little bit of chip damage on his tower. We don't have heavy spells, so it'll come down to the main push. Then I just go in for the Electro Dragon to reset that Sparky. And it targets on, which was just perfect for me. Dark Prince just gets incinerated right there. So does the mini P.E.K.K.A. rushing into my tower. I gotta defend that somehow. Pull it over with Fire Spirits. This part I start getting a little bit worried. He's got a decent amount of elixir down, and he's got a lot pumping up in the back. So I've got to do something big. So I pull him over, zap all that, play Fire Spirits right on those wizards the second that they target. So they get incinerated by those. Mini P.E.K.K.A. comes in. I'm about to die at this point. I'm really worried. And I'm really glad as well that that mini P.E.K.K.A didn't get that second shot off. That probably would have been the death of me. Oh, his giant was coming in. This was just awful. I had to defend his giant and then make a counter push because I just dropped that golem, unfortunately, which was a huge risk. And probably a bad move on my part, but somehow I managed to pull it off. Defend that giant with minimal damage. Put it down to 332. It's getting real close. He thinks he's got it in the bag. I still have another 1,500 damage to go on his tower. So I go in for a Sparky. And at this point, I'm just going to drop an Electro Dragon. Unfortunately, he took out my Sparky. So I don't really have much going for me, and he's capped off on Elixir. I zap all that. My Electro Dragon, this would have killed me. If that Electro Dragon didn't make it, I probably would have died. It was just stunning everything, taking out the Wizard, Dark Prince, and Giant. And that's really what saved me in this moment. Only got 40 seconds left on the clock till it just drains my tower's health and I lose. So this is my final push that can really get to him. So I just go all in with this. Fire Spirits, everything. Sparky splashes onto the tower because his Sparky at the last possible second shot itself back close enough to his tower as my beam was coming towards him that it just took it out like that. That 1,600 damage can really save your life. This is also showing you the power against a Hog Cycle deck. Obviously, it's not 100% effective. There was a loss down there. That's how any deck's going to go. Nothing's going to win 100% of the time. And also, I probably suck. But here you can see Hog Cycle, he's got that super cheap 2.6 deck, Fire Spirits, Cannon, all that. And realistically, as soon as it hits double Elixir, there's not much he can do against an Electro Dragon, a Golem, and a Sparky all in one unit. So, sure, he can distract the Sparky as much as he wants when I don't have anything to assist it, but as soon as I have a bigger push going, he doesn't really have any hard damage to counter it. He just kind of slowly chips away and distracts him for a certain amount of time before he inevitably dies. Sparky took out the cannon there, and at this point, I'm realizing, okay, he's got this cycle deck. There's not really much to do here except defend until double Elixir when I can absolutely pound down on him with the Golem beatdown. So I'm just kind of going to hold out here. I go for a Golem because really there's not much better move for me to do. If I played Electro Dragon or Dark Prince, they get to the bridge and then die. That'd be a waste of Elixir. So at least this will tank for my units. I go for the Electro Dragon. He does have Fireball, but it's chaining on to his Musketeer right there because the Golem was pushing back his Ice Golem, unfortunately for him. And at this point, I've just got a pretty big push going, and he doesn't have a whole lot to stop it with. Dark Prince is connecting on the tower, getting a ridiculous amount of damage there. And really, we're pretty equal on Elixir. So I just got a huge lead on him. I'm waiting with my Tesla there. You can see I'm ready because I know he's going to rush with the Hog. That's probably the typical thing he would do. And it turns out he does. He goes in for it as soon as I go. I'm going to place Sparky in the back left, which, fortunate enough for me, is when he's dropping his Musketeer in the back left, or the Ice Golem, sorry. So here is where I just go in for a big push, which that was probably my best move there. Really, there isn't much he can stop. Like, skeletons aren't going to stop a Sparky. They're going to distract it. That's what they're good at. They're a distraction. That's all they live for. But inevitably, as you can see here, he's just cycling through Elixir. I'm at the lead right now, even though I've got stuff down on the board, because my stuff just keeps going. His, it attacks and it dies. Sparky again just incinerates the Hog Rider. He is gone out of this universe. And so is the Musketeer. 14 seconds on the clock. I just start kind of putting down stuff randomly. There's not really much he can do to win. And there we go. So that's how that game went. Another win against the Hog Cycle deck. And right now, I haven't been pushing super hard on the ladder. I'm only in Master 2. And last season, I think I ended, Grand Champion about halfway up there. So I'm hoping to push that high this season. I didn't really do much of anything the first 8 days of this season. So Yeah, anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, and if you would like me to do ladder videos of me commentating while playing, let me know as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, gamers.